It's time for today's face-off on Fox Soul. Challengers Quan LX and Big Angry Adams, ready to go blow by blow on those hot topics. Face-off on Fox Soul starts right now.
Why? It's a boy.
In this round, here's Quan LX.
Charles, that was a video that was just recently released of some IDF soldiers bombing a building in Gaza and making mockery and making fun of the explosion, referring to it as a gender reveal. And you hear them laughing and cracking jokes, and it just seems to be something very amusing to them. And that just goes to show you that what a lot of people have been saying across the earth, and all of these videos that have been released, where Israeli soldiers are now coming forth and admitting the crimes that they participated in and carried out. Several of those soldiers testified before the Israeli Knesset, where they admitted, two of them said, we cannot even sleep at night for the things that we did that were evil, wicked, and criminal. This bears witness that there's an element within Israel's IDF forces that is wicked and evil, and that element should be rooted out, and it should be taken out of this war, because now what we're looking at is evil on both sides with Hamas and these soldiers that are now two sides of the same coin, wickedness. The good people of Israel, who have nothing to do with IDF soldiers, the good people in Palestine and in the Gaza Strip who do not support Hamas, who support the PLO and other Palestinian organizations, not Hamas. These are the people who are suffering the most. The killing must stop. There should be a mandatory immediate ceasefire, and the United States government should stop sending weapons to Israel to continue this war.
I agree with some of it, mostly disagree. I mean, there was a ceasefire. There's been tons of ceasefires. Over the last few decades, there's probably been 100 ceasefires. And who broke the ceasefire
Every 100,
time?
all 100.
Okay,
Hamas.
It was always, well, Hamas.
Even Netanyahu admitted that they were going to break the ceasefires.
It was Hamas or the PLO or the Palestinian Authority.
The PLO.
Or the Houthis. Okay.
The PLO.
Yeah. I mean,
they are so mainstream.
Right now they are.
They're so mainstream. They wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit factory with a sledgehammer.
But they were not back then, right?
Under the leadership of Yasser Arafat.
Everyone talks about genocide, right? I mean, first of all, there was some horrible gallows humor. We don't know what the target was. We don't know if that was a munitions target. We don't know what led to the blue smoke. But it is not unusual for soldiers to make inappropriate jokes when they're engaged in war. You see it with any side. What is unusual is parading women around a public square while the public is cheering, bleeding from their rectum because they've been raped so many times. Beating women and children to death, setting women on fire, putting women, beheading babies.
The IDF soldiers?
No, I'm talking about, and you can see this is your big game. I'm talking about
Gazans.
It's proof.
Right? IDF has done the same things you're talking about. That's facts.
The support for the evil in Gaza, right? When they went and machine gunned young adults at a concert, butchered and raped families in front of men.
You mean the attack in October that the Netanyahu administration knew was coming, had been warned it was coming, and had been given intelligence even from America in detail about what Hamas was going to do and when they did it. And Netanyahu allowed it to happen.
Yelling, right? You're done yelling.
Look it up, ladies and gentlemen. The Netanyahu administration had been warned about that attack in October, and they let it happen. Do your research.
Okay, and this is another example of you modifying the truth to try to build it around an argument for yourself while shouting down when I'm talking. I let you talk. I mean, Jeeva, we peel the layers back. You're the same anti-Semite you've been for years.
No, that's the lie you want to put on me.
No, it's not
because I criticize wrong within Israel.
But here's the thing.
But I do the same thing about Hamas, and I'm not anti-Muslim.
No, you're actually lying for Hamas because the Gazans. It's not Hamas. It's the Gazans. The Gazans overwhelmingly support the actions of the October 7th. In fact, if you go to like a number of Western European countries, the Islamists there, the Muslim people there, over the majority of them supported what happened on October 7th. We've heard of moms all over the world. No, I'm not lying. We've had moms all over the world talk about how great it was that they stood up and fought that day. We have liars like you that say, oh, this was a grand conspiracy from the Israelis who intentionally let women and children and families
did.
And here's the big difference.
They did it on purpose because the ultimate goal was ethnic cleansing of the Gaza Strip.
Really? Let's talk about
I said and told you on this show that Israel's ultimate goal was to take the Palestinians out of the Gaza Strip and reclaim that territory for Israel. You said I was wrong. You said it would never happen. But guess what? This week it has come out that the Netanyahu administration says they all will be moved and Israel will claim that territory. So I was right and you was dead wrong.
Let's talk about ethnic cleansing in Palestine, in the Palestine portion of Israel, right? So when the Israeli government gave over control of Bethlehem to the Palestinian Authority, 80% of the people in that city were Christians. There are less than 10% Christians left.
That's absolute lie.
If you go all through the Middle East, I'm going to expose
that lie.
No, I'm not lying. I expect you to lie about it. If you go all through the Middle East to every Islamist regime, right, there are almost no Jews left. There are almost no Christians left. There are almost no Yazidis left. We have all these horrible videos of Yazidi girls being tortured and raped and set on fire and killed because there is one religion.
Sick individuals who are trying to hijack the religion and commit crimes in the name of the religion.
It's not trying
the same way the Ku Klux Klan did right in America. Same way white-wing militia groups who promote Adolf Hitler and promote white supremacy and claim Jesus at the same time. There's wickedness involved in every ethnic group, every culture, and every nation.
Let's focus on religion, right? There is only one religion that says if you criticize my religion, you should be killed.
You mean Judaism?
It's not Judaism.
In the Torah, it says that Jews are permitted. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. See, I'm gonna cut him up.
No,
do your research. Simple
lying.
TikTok search. Simple Google search. In the Torah of the Jewish book, the Torah, it says that it is permissible for Jews to kill non-Jews who don't believe like they do. In that same Torah, it says that Jesus Christ is boiling in hell in excrement. Look it up. It ain't Quanell X saying it. Look it up. Do your research.
So Quanell, right?
See, I'm tearing your damn world up now with some facts.
Okay. If you go to the Quran, right, how many times does the Quran authorize killing infidels? How many times does it say infantada? How many times does let's leave all the raping children aside, right? Sex slaves aside. Let's leave all that. How many times does the religious text of the Islamic faith authorize murdering people that disagree with your religion?
It doesn't.
And how? Oh, yes, it does.
The Quran does not do that.
You are lying through your teeth.
Where then?
And hold on.
Because you can't point it out.
And how many?
You just doing this.
Hold on.
You bumping your gums, but you can't back it up with facts. Name one surah.
How many?
Name one surah.
Hold on.
Where is that?
And how many Islamist regimes, right, actually employ that line of thought? How many imams?
A bunch of sick
Western
individuals who have never read the Holy Quran, but take their culture and try to mix it with the Quran.
The problem is
because the Quran doesn't teach that.
So the Quran doesn't teach that the Islamic faith should take over the world.
No,
the Quran doesn't teach that Sharia law must be the goal.
Let me tell you what the Quran teaches.
Islamist. The Quran doesn't teach
that
you
should
kill people that disagree with you.
That's not true.
And it's okay to take women that don't believe in the
That's
Islamic
an absolute
faith
lie, Charles.
as sex slaves.
The Quran doesn't teach that.
You're lying.
The Quran doesn't teach that.
Says, in fact, it says all of it, and it says it expressly.
No, there are some cultures,
and there is
like in Afghanistan,
who
are Wahhabi, who are not Quran-following Muslims.
Right?
Charles, let me tell you this, brother. We have to admit now, to be honest with you, the Quran says this. Look it up, ladies and gentlemen. It says that if you kill one innocent human being, it is as though you've killed the whole of humanity. Okay. So you can't promote killing innocent human beings in the name of the Quran when the Quran condemns it. Then the Quran goes on to say this. It says that the ink of the scholar, the prophet said the ink of the scholar is more sacred than the blood of the martyr. That it's better to educate people than to start wars and kill people out of theological differences.
What does it say about infidels?
Charles, let me
What,
say this.
what does it say
What
about
is the-
infidels?
What is
over
it says
and
this.
over
when
and
you,
over
when you
and
are
over
attacked
again.
by an
Right?
infidel.
And so when you look at the
when
New
you
Testament,
are attacked by an infidel,
okay.
you just can't
So-
go out and kill non-believers.
Oh, yes,
That's
you can.
not Islam.
And
That's a lie.
Let's talk about the New Testament, right? Let's talk about the Christian faith, right? Because I think most religions, I mean, I think you have people that delude themselves, and I believe in reason and all that. But what you had is you had a reform movement in Christianity, and then you get to the New Testament where it's all about turning the other cheek, love and peace. Judaism, they isolate themselves, right? But it's not about proselytizing. Proselytizing, it is okay to tax people that don't believe. It is okay to use your sword to kill people after you've given them a chance to believe and they reject it. And we're seeing that practice out. Now, that's not to say there aren't millions of very peaceful Muslims who believe in a modernization of their text and don't think that stuff is okay, but there are also millions that do. And in
Charles,
every
there's
Islamic-controlled country,
in every religion.
Islamic-controlled
ignorant,
country
evil
does
people
not
in
allow
every
freedom
religion,
of religion.
Charles.
Every
That's not
Islamic,
true.
every
There's
area
evil
where
ethnic
Islamists have
people
taken
in
over,
every religion
they push
who claim
everyone
religion.
out. So you want to talk about genocide, right? The Palestinian people
That's
that have
genocide.
grown in millions
That's
of people
genocide, brother.
in Israel. We have
That
seen
is
in the
genocide
last
in
20 years
Palestine.
a doubling of the amount. We've seen so much aid being given to the Gaza Strip and so much
That's
aid
not
being
true.
with the West Bank. that's
Israel
been
just
diverted
admitted that
by
they bombed
terrorists,
the
right?
aid
And at
just
the end
last
of the
week.
day,
They
what
bombed
we
the aid.
saw on
Even the
October 8th,
United Nations
what we
is
saw
condemning the Israeli
on
government
October 8th
for how they're
was
prosecuting this
people
war.
cheering over and over again and having
Charles.
a celebration all over the world for women hiding
Ladies and
in
gentlemen,
porta potties and
I've
being
already told you,
machine
ladies
gunned,
and gentlemen,
right? And
go
I
do your
don't-
research. The IDF and Benjamin Netanyahu already knew about October and what was going to happen and who was going to carry it out. But Netanyahu let it happen for two reasons, people. Do your research. He was under criminal indictment and getting ready to go to trial for corruption. He needed a distraction. Two, he wanted to please the hardliners in his government and take all that land away from the Palestinians and claim it for Israel, like he just admitted that he's getting ready to do. They let October 7th happen because it was justification for the acts of genocide that they're doing right now.
Every time the Israeli people have voted Netanyahu and other hardliners out, the terrorists
they vote them right
in
back in.
Palestine,
They vote them right back
what
in.
we saw in Lebanon when the Islamists took it over in the last 20 years is death squads going around and killing Christians, killing Jews.
Charles,
we're seeing it in
why don't
Syria
you quit
right
telling them
now.
lies?
We're seeing it in Syria
Ladies
right
and
now,
gentlemen,
where Christians and
do a
Yazidis
simple
are being
TikTok
executed.
research.
You're not going to
Go to
research on
TikTok, ladies and
right?
gentlemen,
The
and
truth
type
is-
in how Christians are treated in Israel.
what is River
Watch
to
it
the-
for yourself. Just go to YouTube and type in
What?
how Christians are treated in Israel and watch it for
What?
yourself. Don't let a lying hypocrite like this man
Okay.
is about the
What?
truth of bad
What?
people in
What?
every religion try to fool you and lull you off to sleep that it
What?
ain't happening to Christians in
What?
Israel too.
What-
Look it up.
What does river to the sea mean?
I don't know. I didn't come up with that.
But what does it mean?
I'm not sure what it means.
You're lying through your teeth.
I've heard what the Israeli
He
said
likes
mean.
to lie.
I've heard what the Israeli
What
said
do you
mean.
think river to the sea means to everyone that chants it?
I'm not really sure.
Okay, you're lying.
No, I'm
because
not.
This is what you do.
That's not
This is when
true.
you've got an uncomfortable truth.
I've heard the
It
Israeli
means
government
the
say pushing
absolute-
Israel to
it
the
means
sea or something like that.
It means the elimination of the Israeli state, right? You have sat here on this very program and talked about how the Israeli people aren't from the Middle East, that the Ashkenazis who are
That the
30
original Jews,
Okay.
the original Jews of
The Ashkenazi
Palestine,
Jews.
and the original
The
Jews of
Ashkenazi
the
Jews,
Middle East and
who are the
Bethlehem and
largest
Nazareth are not white-skinned Jews.
Okay.
The
So-
original Jews are not white-skinned Jews who came from Europe in the Holy Land. They are not,
The
sir.
Ashkenazi Jews that are the largest ethnic group in Israel.
They very well may be, but they're not the original inhabitants
Yes,
of what we
they
know as
most certainly
Israel.
are.
That's the same
Right.
lie. Y'all try to tell that white people are the original inhabitants of Texas and white folks are the original inhabitants
I
of
don't think we've
California.
ever said
And that's a
that.
damn
I
lie.
don't
And
think
just
anyone's
the same
ever
way
said
white
that.
folks in America say Christian Columbus or Christopher Columbus discovered America and a whole race of Indians were here. They tell them lies all day, every day, brothers and sisters.
I don't think, first of all, they're not Indians. They're indigenous people, Native Americans.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody is promulgating the theory.
Here's
that
some more
Christopher-
research for
Okay.
you.
Okay, let's listen to it.
Do this research. The Israeli government attempts to pass a law to outlaw the worship of Jesus Look it up. Go do your research. That the Israeli government tried to pass a law just 2 years ago to make it a crime to even mention Jesus' name in Israel.
Okay, again,
let's tell the truth.
There is religious freedom.
Let's tell the truth.
And there are plenty of Muslims and
Let's
Christians
talk.
that live throughout Israel. You know where there aren't Jews and where there aren't Christians and there aren't Yazidis? Well, like there were some in Syria. They're being executed right now as we speak. They've almost all been
Same
run
what's
out of
happening
Lebanon.
in Russia.
They've been all run out of Iran.
Same what's happening in China.
Okay, I know you want to talk. Well, China has no religious freedom. It's an evil authoritarian
regime. And they kill
But
everybody who believes in any religion.
But also, if you get outside of China and North Korea, every country that doesn't allow any religious freedom and actually subjugates people of other faiths is an Islamist regime. And in fact, they find support.
What about Russia?
They find support.
What
for
about
that.
Russia?
Hold on. They find support for that directly from the text of the Quran, right?
No, that's a lie.
And no,
That's an absolute
you
lie.
saying you don't know what river to the sea means is a lie.
I'm being honest with you.
What
I have
does the
not heard
Quran
one
say
Muslim,
about infidels?
I've not heard one Muslim say to me exactly what that means, because I just heard about that maybe a year ago when this war started.
Although I think your religion, the Nation of Islam, I don't think they're like white people, which makes me sad, but I think it is an incredibly peaceful religion that you don't hear about members of the nation
because we are taught to love ourselves and love one another.
People of the nation
and committing crimes, or you are nothing more than a criminal.
And who suffers the most from the Muslim intifada? It's actually sectarian violence, which is basically, if you take it about in Christian terms, other denominations of the Muslim faith killing other denominations. We've seen that over and over again. But the hardliners are winning. If you look at photos of Iran and the freedoms women experienced in the 60s and 70s before the fall of the Shah, it's nothing like it. Iran is the heart of mathematics in the world. Iran had discovered so many discoveries that we enjoy today were actually found in the Middle East, right? But then you had the Khomeinis. You look at Afghanistan, and once the hardcore Muslims took over, they destroyed
you do know the
all
ancient name of
Buddhism,
no, that's not true.
All evidence of Hinduism.
The ancient name of Afghanistan is Babylon.
Look at Pakistan.
And Babylon ain't been right for thousands of years.
You look at Pakistan.
Before the Muslims ever took that part over, Babylon was fallen and Babylon was wicked.
And we want to pretend that the global religious violence, we love to talk about this country, it's the white Christians. But every day it's become white.
It ain't the Klan. It ain't the white militia groups who claim Jesus Christ.
The car attacks. We saw the machine gunning at basically the Niagara Falls.
And we watch all these mass shooters in America have white supremacist beliefs. The last mass shooter in America had white supremacist beliefs. Look it up. It's simple research.
One moment, this was what appeared to be a classic Miami pleasure cruise. A luxurious boat deck packed just off the coast of Miami Beach. But the weekend joyride in Florida's Biscayne Bay quickly turned into a dangerous situation.
Vessel taking on water.
What appears to be a 63-foot-long Lamborghini yacht started to sink. The surreal scene captured on camera from multiple angles.
Could you imagine? Dude. No way.
The U.S. Coast Guard says 32 people were rescued. You can see some stranded boaters wearing life jackets. Nearby vessels and emergency responders swarming within minutes, helping passengers to safety.
We were able to get on scene and thankfully get all these people, these 32 individuals, off this vessel taking on water. And with no medical concerns reported.
Some managing to save what looked like high-value goods, including possibly a Louis Vuitton patterned purse and a laptop.
Well, you brought your computer?
Some even poking fun as the ordeal unfolded.
Iceberg!
The Coast Guard says the incident happened near Monument Island, a small strip of land between mainland Miami and Miami Beach. The area popular for ritzy yachting and near the exclusive Star Island, home to sprawling estates owned by the likes of Jennifer Lopez.
In this round, here's Charles Big Angry Adams.
Cornell, sometimes we get these topics, and I don't know why they ended up here and what we're going to talk about. What we have is a Lamborghini yacht, incredibly expensive, like the cigarette boat from Miami Vice in the 80s, right? But instead of being filled with drug dealers or undercover cops, this Lamborghini cigarette boat was filled with, it's 2025. What was it filled with? It was filled with influencers. Influencers shooting content.
Are you taking marijuana gummies again?
Okay.
Have you been chewing them damn gummies
I don't know
again?
what that has to do with these influencers.
Did you see these other women?
Yes.
You didn't see all them women and maybe 2 or 3 men? What about 30-some women?
Like I said, it was content.
Can we go back to the picture with the woman with the pink top on, the Latino-looking woman?
I believe.
I mean, because she needed a bigger life jacket.
I believe Matt didn't want us to enjoy.
The hell with that Lamborghini boat. Did you see the boat itself? What was on the boat?
The clip I saw involved a lot more thongs than
they were in distress.
But quite out, let's not be misogynist.
They needed help.
I don't know why we're talking about a boat sinking in Miami, because it exemplifies.
Hush up. Anybody would help you. Can you get to the right scene? This man wasting time, this old man over here. The one with the pink top on, my Lord.
I thought we were supposed to.
Lord, have mercy, Jesus.
You are talking like you've never seen a woman in a bikini.
Man, did you see that woman of color?
Okay, yeah,
that melanated woman.
There were beautiful women.
Oh my Lord,
but
Jesus.
they were content creators, and they.
Man, I'd have jumped in that water.
And they sunk.
I'd have jumped in that water. I'm coming. Here I come. Don't sink. I'm coming.
You swimming like that guy.
You talking about the damn boat.
You swimming like
the
the
hell
guy
with
in
that
Alabama
boat. It's what's
with
on
the
the
folded
boat.
chair, huh? You like the guy in Alabama with the folding chair.
Oh, I'll tell you what. I wasn't going to fold no chair, but I would have been swinging.
Okay. So, oh, Jesus.
What do you mean?
But I don't know the angle, right?
You got to save her somehow.
I think this is an incredible indictment of America in 2025. We've got a multi-million, it's probably a $15 million boat, sinking probably because it was driven by an idiot that was more worried about filming for Instagram than not running into anything. It probably had too many people on it. We had a bunch of people that not only before they wrecked the boat, were probably just making Instagram
well,
content.
I know a whole lot of brothers with boats who would have helped them lighten that load.
We have all of these
They could have lightened that load. Just make a distress call.
We have all of these resources dedicated to saving these people's lives, and they're just too busy taking Instagram pictures of themselves.
Can I see that pink top again?
Look, it's just a woman in a bikini.
That ain't no just no woman, fool. Can I see that woman with the pink top again? The Latino-looking sister.
I'll send you the clips. There were much better looking women crawling off that boat. But hey, I'm glad you found your soulmate on Fox Soul, of all places.
That's it for the Face Off on Fox Soul. We'll catch you next time.